Hey all, Kurt Sasso here from TGT at C2E2 2011. We're here with Josh, the writer of Lulu Cthulhu, and how you doing today, Josh?
Doing pretty well. It's really nice to be here. It's probably my first time at a table for one of my comics in almost 6 years, I just realized today. So it's really nice to be back in the thick of things.
Happy anniversary.
Thanks.
You know, how did you meet up with Nico to create Lulu Cthulhu?
We've known each other for, good lord, almost 13 years probably, which I guess is a good number for this comic, 13 years. We've been friends. We kind of collaborated on, smaller things before. Nothing that ever really got legs, and she came up with this wonderful idea for a comedic comic book based around Cthulhu mythos and kind of putting into a violent car crash with magical girl manga, and it sounded like a lot of fun. She actually made me audition though. She had several writers that she was looking at for the process, so it was really kind of challenging in that she knew my work, we'd known each other for a long time, but it wasn't one of those, hey, you're my friend, come do this. She was very much about who was going to be the best for the concept that she had, so I had to submit a writer sample just like everybody else, and luckily she really kind of liked what I came up with.
Far and away the best. We'll just put it that.
She especially said she really liked my pacing, so I've been under pressure ever since to keep that up. And so we began working together on this project, and it was pretty much my first time that I'd ever come towards something that I hadn't created the characters for myself. Randy over here and I actually had a comic book series that we did for a while and a web series that we did for a while, but I had come up with at least helped to come up with all the characters, so it was a new challenge to try and go, okay, here's someone else's characters, here's someone else's style, how can I kind of find an inroad into that, and that still is something that I know that I can do well. So it was really fun and challenging to figure out what the tone of the comic book was going to be, how it was going to both show off Nako's art and the great characters that she'd come up with, and still have a sensibility and hopefully kind of a wit and charm to it that we both felt it needed to have. So it was really both a challenge and a lot of fun in that aspect for me.
So what type of input do you have as a writer of this comic? Do you just go by Nako's suggestions and characters, or do the characters speak with you and then you just go from there?
It's a really collaborative process. We both get together and usually work out what the basic storyline is. One of the really fun things though has been to actually find the voices of these characters, because while Nako definitely brought a lot of personality right away with what she wanted them to be, it's been a lot of fun finding out the various styles of humorous dialogue for each character, how they're different, and really kind of trying to flesh them out as much as possible. So that's kind of been, I guess, where my focus has been, is we kind of collaborate on the storyline, but the dialogue and kind of the flow of incidents from there all kind of comes from the characters, like you said, kind of speaking to me and going from there. So.
Now, I know this is a young convention, as Nico mentioned, that, being a veteran as you are, 6 years is a long time to be, not in the convention scene here.
Yeah.
But from past experiences and to these experiences, what can you share for those that are in your shoes, let's say, with a collaborative effort?
I would definitely say the one thing that I've learned is that always stay open and don't necessarily let past experiences dictate your expectations, because some of the other projects that I've worked on, we would have a really hard time getting them going or keeping them going. If it's very easy to, I guess, fall off the boat creatively in the world of comics, especially if, like me, you don't have all that much artistic talent, so you rely on other people. It can be really tough and kind of disheartening, but it's been great to just kind of stay in there, and you know, it kind of took 6 years for another project to gestate and take off, but you know, I'm back and we have really high hopes for this, and I'm glad that I didn't let some of the disappointments that I had with other projects kind of keep me back from jumping back in and really going full force at this one.
That's great to hear, and I think we'll leave it at that. But again, Josh, thanks so much for taking the time to do this interview. It's been a real pleasure.
Thanks a lot.